Beer festivals in Bavaria aren't just for the big cities, but unless you're in the know, you'll never find them. So come with us today as we travel far off the beaten path to an authentic, small-town German Volksfest. And I think that was Marcus' daughter who just went past. Let's go play some games, ride some rides, and have some snacks. Hell yeah! Now, before we get to Weilheim, our Volksfest destination for the day, I should probably address the elephant in the room, and that's that I don't have any train footage for you today, because we're in a car, which I definitely wouldn't recommend. Between Munich and Weilheim, there is an excellent train connection, but for me, I'm about to drive into the mountains for 4 days, so we needed to pick it up in Munich first. So it's a bit of a waste for today, but it will be worth it in videos to come. Like and subscribe. But for now, I guess we just drive to Weilheim.
This is so annoying.
Oh yeah, it's awful. Alright, we've made it and we are out of the car, finally. Now I'm on my own 2 legs. This place is looking really busy. I've never been to the Weilheim Volksfest before, so fingers crossed it's good. But looking at the crowds, I'm sure it will be. And I think that was Marcus' daughter who just went past. Well, I hope waking up early this morning was worth it. I think so. But we do need to get into the tent. It's about to get pretty busy.
Volksfest Entzug ab. Herzlich willkommen auf dem Weilheimer Volksfest. Deswegen brauchen wir Volksfeste, deswegen brauchen wir Traditionsfeste, deswegen brauchen wir zusammenzukommen. Und deswegen sage ich Ihnen allen, feiert mit gutem Gewissen, man darf es, man soll es. Und dies ist eines der schönsten Volksfeste in Bayern. Und was in Bayern super ist, ist in Deutschland mega, meine sehr verehrten Damen und Herren. Feiert mit gutem Gewissen. Und die Festnetzfamilie, aber den Bedienungen ein herzliches Dankeschön für Ihre Arbeit, meine sehr verehrten Damen und Herren.
Uns kommt der Etsch entlang bis zur Zarona Klar.
Welcome to Weilheim's Festzelt, on opening morning no less, which today seems the place to be for a hearty traditional meal and as much beer as you can pair with it. And I must say, just looking around, basking in the atmosphere, it's incredibly beautiful. Dare I say, one of the prettiest tents I might have ever been in, and I've been to plenty. Some bigger towns have had far less decoration, and the atmosphere amongst these benches, it's electric and lively. Just what you need for drinking so much so early. If you're new to the scene, a proper folks festival, if I may, will consist mainly of 2 parts. A fair with rides and games, and a tent with plenty of food and beer. To miss either is to miss the point. Usually a smaller festival will be attended just by the locals to that area, because every area will have its own festival. In Bavaria alone, there are hundreds per year, and they're hard to find. International tourists are just merely aware of the biggest and most bombastic, like Oktoberfest. But that is why I'm here, to show you what I can as a local, to help you find new experiences and not just rehash the same old over and over again. Because I personally find visiting every festival I can to be the best part of living in Bavaria, is why I'm here. And if you agree, give the video a thumbs up, comment your support below, and subscribe to join me on every festival I can find. Now, truth be told, this Volksfestival is probably the smallest I've ever been to, unless you count my favorite cow parades out in the mountains. So I didn't exactly have high hopes. I was expecting far less, and yet so far, this beer tent is exceeding all expectations. Often the bigger festivals in Bavaria, they hog all the limelight, right? And it's amazing to visit a small town, a small festival, and yet still see something lively enough to rival the best of them. I suppose that's why the Minister-President is here too. And regardless of your politics, I do think it says a lot about Bavarian culture that the head of the state came all the way out here to be seen, make a speech, and to drink a beer with the people of Weilheim. These festivals really are that culturally important.
Another successful beer tent. They are always so much fun. I've had my fill now though. We've had some beer, we've had some food, and the festival is livening up. Let's go play some games, ride some rides, and have some snacks.
So I'm going to step away from the chaos at the festival for just a second to tell you guys all about my new Dirndl, or traditional dress. As you might have noticed, I have a new one, and that is thanks to today's sponsor, Yamai. They're a small company who specializes in making women's tracht. So the traditional dresses you typically see at these festivals. Sometimes wearing Dirndl can be a little restrictive and uncomfortable, but Yamai wants to leave that behind by making traditional Dirndl high quality and comfortable, so women and girls can feel confident and empowered while celebrating Bavarian traditions. They gifted me this Dirndl and blouse so I could do a little test run at today's festival. It's the Rosalie Dirndl in dark green, which I think really complements my complexion and hair color. I love lace, so I went with the Elena blouse, and I have to say it's incredibly comfortable. In fact, I think this is going to be my go-to tracht and blouse from now on. In general, this set is just so comfortable, which is key for these Volksfeste. You've got to stay comfortable during your day of eating heavy Bavarian food, drinking beer by the liter, and riding all of those crazy rides with your friends. I would genuinely recommend this brand, and I'm glad to have it in my wardrobe. So if you're in the market for a comfortable and stylish Dirndl, you can use my discount code to get 10% off your next Yamai purchase. Okay, back to the festival.
I don't think you're going to be able to get me on this one though. No, I've still got to drive later. This, however, I think should be just a trick, not too vomit-inducing, and we'll get some good angles of the festival. Zweimal bitte.
Danke!
Danke dir!
Why is this festival so noisy?
It has to be quiet at the top of the Ferris wheel, right?
Surely.
Unfortunately though, Weilheim does not have our favourite ride, the Crazy Mouse, which if you've watched our Oktoberfest without the tourist video, you'll know they have all over Bavaria at these beer festivals. I'm sad that it's not here. It really is my favourite. So if you want to see even more Bavarian festivals, then naturally, subscribe, and you should go ahead and check that video out in Rosenheim for its Herbstfest if you haven't already. It's a good video. I don't know if we can use any audio here because of, well, all the copyrighted music that is blaring. But now it's time for my favorite thing of the entire day, the shooting game. I've had a couple beers, I'm sure I can fire a gun. Hell yeah! 2 more. So I did 12 shots, I got 11 cleanly and 1 chipped. The chip is annoying. The cats are gonna love this. Oh yeah, danke!
Bye bye. Mandel. Yeah. 100 or 200? 100.
Ja. Danke.
Oh my god, I love candy nuts. It's like my favorite snack to get at these beer festivals. So we enjoyed our time in the beer tent, we rode some rides, we had some snacks. I think we're gonna head into the town of Weilheim itself now. And I think I'm going to enjoy my candied nuts as a little riverside snack.
And though unfortunately most of Weilheim's medieval wall has crumbled, the Westtor, the Western Gate, was rebuilt in the 1970s and is still used to access the town itself today, though by car instead of by foot and horse as it's traditionally meant to be. But it's still cool to see that stuff living and breathing within the town itself. The town of Weilheim itself is incredibly beautiful in that kind of classic Bavarian way. You've got beautifully painted buildings, an incredibly fantastic and ornate church, all orbiting around a central square full of cafes. It is perfect. Except for the weather, which has not been cooperating this year at all, so I was kind of hoping for a little bit more of a lively town atmosphere. But it's a bit cold, it's a bit windy. However, that probably won't be a problem for you when you come here. As long as it's a sunny day, it's gonna be a beautiful place to be. And the main church that they have here is incredibly interesting to me as well. The main body of it is plastered and painted like you'd expect, but the tower itself, well, that's all brick, and that gives it a much more medieval vibe to me. And it is a beautiful tower. I feel like it would fit right in Tuscany. Very different from what we usually see out here. They even have, in their old government building, an exhibit and museum to water, which unfortunately is not open today, but maybe I'll need to come back and check it out because that sounds like the exact kind of small, specific museum that I'd be into. And with that, I think it's about time we call this video a close. It has been a long day with an early start. However, I think it was well worth it. Though I might not suggest you do an international vacation just for this festival alone. What's amazing to me is just how many of these festivals there are in Bavaria, and I want to go to every single one that I can. And if you feel the same way, then you should come to the one here in Weilheim. Naturally, if you've enjoyed this video, go ahead and like it right now, share it with your friends, and subscribe if you want to be back here in 1 week for more festivals, more Germany, and I'll see you in the next video, wherever that will be.